Welcome back to today's class. In the unit number 2, the poem under B section. What is the name of the poem? What is the name of the poem that we are discussing? The name of the poem that we are discussing is about the duck and the kangaroo. The duck and the kangaroo. In my last class, I read out the poem bringing its stress, intonation and rhyme. I also told you what is a poetry. Poetry is a rhythmical creation of beauty recollected in a tranquility. Poetry is a rhythmical creation of beauty recollected in a tranquility is called poetry. It was defined by one of the greatest poets called Allan Poe. Allan Poe, who was the greatest poet, defined the poetry is nothing but recollection of the rhythmic words in a tranquility. The first poem I read out and the second poem followed by third stanza, fourth stanza and fifth stanza allowed to you to understand how to read the poem. That is the first reading by the teacher. You listen. In the picture also I have shown you the kangaroo and the duck. We have seen and we are seeing so many birds in our neighboring district, Nellore. Also, there is a bird sanctuary, Nelapattu. You might have heard the name. Many students from this class is also from Nellore. Sulurpeta, Tada, Nelluru, isn't it? So many people, students. You know, Nelapattu is a bird sanctuary. What is a bird sanctuary? A bird sanctuary is a place where so many birds will come and enjoy the feast, the festival. Flamingo also we are conducting in Nellore, isn't it? And also, when you come to the animal, kangaroo is a strange animal. It was named by Captain James Cook, one of the native of Australian, named the kangaroo. In Australian language, kangaroo means I don't know. It is a big story. I will tell you later how the name kangaroo was named by James Cook, an Australian, native of Australian. Now here, the poem goes about between the two things. That is, one is an animal called the kangaroo and between the bird, the duck. The duck is feeling boredom. Who is boredom? Who is feeling bored? The duck is feeling boredom. So the duck is asking the kangaroo the first poem. Before that, I will show you once again how to read the poem, bringing its rhyme. I will show you a slide also. I will show you how to read. Just you observe now. Within 5 minutes, the poem will be completed. Manilal, he has been sung the poem, the duck and the kangaroo. Now you listen carefully. All of you close your readers and listen to the tune of the reader. It is the English language. You are learning world through English. World through English. You are learning in 9th class. You should not use our mother tongue.
Making videos is as easy
Your
as
mother tongue, maybe Telugu in the class. Everyone should make practice to speak in English only. Sound better.
To the kangaroo, good gracious, how you know. Over the beach and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a hole in this nasty pot, and I love to go in the movie. I get like you, set us up to the kangaroo. Give a ride on your back, set the wreck to the kangaroo. I would superstition and say the whole of the long way through. And even the over the land and go to sea. If you right, set the step to the kangaroo. Set the kangaroo to the deck. This requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it may bring me luck. And this is but one objection, which is if you let me speak so good, to be unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the magic set the kangaroo. Set the duck as I sat on the coast. I have thought about that completely, and I but put a soft roasted sauce, which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep on purple, I have got a cloak. Every day a snicker I smoke. All to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I'm ready, all in the moonlight, baby. But to balance me will be a duck sits dead and wait at the end of my day. So away they went with a hop and a drop, and made up the whole road 3 times long. And so happy, as the duck and the kangaroo, as the duck and the kangaroo, as the duck and the kangaroo.
Dear students, welcome back to my class. Thanks for listening. How do you feel? How do you feel about the poem which was read by Manilal sir? One must learn. One must read the poem aloud, bringing its stress, rhyme, and intonation. And also, just now I told you, it is a rhythmical creation of beauty. You should bring out the rhymes beautifully so that it is a very impressive, very longing wish to listen the poem. We are happy, we feel happy. I think all of you noticed the picture in the poem along with the tune of the teacher. Once again, I will read out the first poem already we discussed. In the first poem, the duck is saying to kangaroo, it is speaking. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. So you observe the animal. It is very strange. We haven't come across in India. It is a strange animal that we see in groups in Australia, the kangaroo. Now we found these animals in our country only in some zoos. Zoo. When you visit zoo, there also it is very rare. This appearance, the kangaroo. In this poem, the duck is saying to the kangaroo, I told you, good gracious. What is the gracious? What is the meaning of gracious? Kind and polite. Very kind. Very respectful. In the way it is presenting. How you hop, kangaroo, how you hop. What is the meaning of hop? Jump. Hop means jump. Just write down the word and its meaning in your notebooks. When I am teaching to you, I am also explaining the meanings of difficult words that you are feeling. Okay. So that, note it down. Good gracious, how you hop, how you are hopping like this. I am unable to hop. Long distances, you are hopping, you are jumping. How? Where you are hopping? Over the fields and the water too. You are hopping over the fields, the farmyards, the streams. What is a stream? A small canal, water flowing places. Water is flowing some kilometers, some distances from fields or from mountains, isn't it? Telugulo Selayeru antam. Selayeru. So the duck is hopping all the fields and all the water too. And if you never would stop, you are never stopping. You are hopping, you are jumping. But my life in this nasty pond, dirty pond. I am always in the dirty place, in the same place. Pond, what is a pond? Stagnated water, pool of water. Madugu antam Telugulo kuda. Madugu, Neela Kunta. So the duck is living in the pond itself. So it is getting bored. Why? Because it is not going away. It is only in the pond. How is the pond? It is describing its pond, its place. Very nasty. It is dirty. Not good enough. I am feeling bored. What is a bore? I told you also. What is a bore? Doing same thing repeatedly. You are in the school, suppose, attending classes, dormitory, dining hall, playground, and your study hours. You are getting sometimes bored repeatedly staying in the same place. If you go to some circus, some cinema, some picnic, or your uncle's house, or walking. We are not leaving you to go anywhere without permission, isn't it? We are not sending out of the gate even without permission. So you are getting sometimes bored. In the same way, the duck is also representing, it is saying, it is feeling bored. And I long to go out in the world beyond. I too want to go and see the world, how the world is. I too want to go. I wish means a desire, ambition. I am wishing. Whose ambition? The duck's ambition is to hop like how? Hop like you. You refers to who here? The duck. I want to hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. Who said this? The duck said to the kangaroo. In the picture also, just you have seen how the duck is wandering in the same place. It is catching fish and it is wandering here and there only in the water. Okay? So many pictures you came across. I will explain all the meanings also in this class. This is the first stanza. Now again I will read out. Remember how to read and note down the meanings for the difficult words that you feel. Okay? Said the duck to the kangaroo, God gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too. And if you never would stop, my life is a bore in this nasty pond. And I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. So this was over in the first poem. Next, coming to the second poem. Below that you come across a poem, isn't it? The duck is just flying. Here in the second stanza, I will read out now. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bolly, over the land and over the sea. Please take me a ride, oh do, said the duck to the kangaroo. In the second poem, who is speaking? Again, the duck is saying something to the kangaroo. What is the duck saying? Please give me a ride on your back, shoulders, backside. You also take your small kids, maybe your sister's son, daughter, your uncle's daughter, or a small kids, maybe a neighbor. What do you do? Take the kids and take them on your back and play them sometimes, isn't it? And you see monkey in your garden, in your school, there are so many monkeys. What do the monkey do? The monkey also sometimes carries its baby. Where? How the monkey carries its baby? How? The stomach. The baby monkey will hold the mother monkey under his stomach, and the monkey use it to carry it wherever it wants. Like that, the duck is asking the kangaroo, please take me a ride. What is a ride? Riding. You are riding a bicycle. You are riding a scooter, isn't it? Riding. In the same way, a short journey. Riding is nothing but a short journey here and there. So, kangaroo, please take me on your back. I will come. I would sit quite still. I won't trouble you. I won't do anything, any harm I will do. Just I will sit. I would sit. Would in the future. I would sit quite still without moving. Still means without moving, without any movements. Photos also. Camera still istunnava ani adugaru. Kada? Camera still antaru. In the same way, I won't move. I won't trouble you. It is not much difficulty for you. I will sit on you. And what I say, I don't say anything. Nothing I will say. But quack, quack. What is a quack? It is a sound made by the Duck. What do the crows do? Crow in your village. Kokoroko. For example, crow. What do the crows do? Cow, cow. Cow, cow. And the small tweeting birds in and around in our school, also in our garden. Tweeting. The birds, tweeter birds. Small birds, such size only. So in the same way, there are so many birds and animals. How they cry? We know the cry of birds, cry of animals. Isn't it? So the duck is asking the kangaroo, I won't trouble you. I won't give any trouble to you when you take me a ride. Please take me. I will quack, quack, I say. The whole of the long day through, I want to travel. I want to have a ride on you throughout the day. Long day means throughout the day, full day. And we would go to the D. D, what is a D here? D means D and the Jelly Boli. Wonderful places imagined by the poet. It is a place. D and Jelly Boli are the visiting places. The poet is imagining. It is a beautiful place. Suppose we say Horsley Hills, Sathnur Dam, Mysore Vrindavan Gardens. We are sometimes saying, and Kashmir. They are beautiful places to look at. If you got married in future, you may have visit over to Kashmir, Darjeeling. So many important places you may visit with your wife. Okay. In the same way, the poet is also having imaginary places called D and the Jelly Boli. They are the imaginary places that the duck want to see, and also over the land and over the sea. Out of this place, I want to quit this place. It is boredom. It is nasty. Like you, I want to see all the world, beautiful places. Please take me a ride. Oh, do? Please take me. I do come, please take. Said the duck to the kangaroo. So in the second stanza also, the duck is requesting the kangaroo to take a ride to some places. What are the some places? Especially D and the Jelly Boli. They are the wonderful places, beautiful places. Okay. Do you understand the second poem? Students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. And then coming to the third poem. Next poem. Next poem, what do you see? What do you see in the second poem? Third poem, sorry. The third poem. Third poem, the kangaroo is hopping. Is it jumping alone? Anyone may respond. Any student?
No, sir.
Is it alone jumping?
No, sir.
Very good. So, who is there with the kangaroo? Who is there?
Duck, sir.
Duck.
Duck.
Duck is also there. Where is the duck? Where is the duck? The duck is holding the
On the kangaroo's tail.
tail. The duck is holding the tail of the kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Isn't it? Now it is
Kangaroo.
hopping. You see the movement, how it is, how fast it is jumping. Okay. Now I will read out the third poem. Listen carefully. Do you listen? Are you interested in listening?
Yes, sir.
No? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're all interested in listening and watching the poem with pictures. You are listening, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires some little reflection. Perhaps on the whole, it might bring me luck, and there seems but no objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold. Your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold and would probably give me the row. Mattis, said the kangaroo. So in this poem, who is speaking? Can you answer? In this poem,
Kangaroo, sir.
who is speaking?
Kangaroo, sir.
Ah, very good, very good. My children, very good. You are listening
Okay, sir.
and you are also watching. Very good, students. Said the duck, kangaroo to the duck. The kangaroo is now saying to the duck. In the previous poem, so who is speaking? Who was speaking?
Duck, sir.
The duck was speaking to the kangaroo. In the third poem, in return, in turn, it is the kangaroo is speaking to the duck. This requires some little reflection. Reflection. What is a reflection? Thought. What is a reflection? Thought. Careful thought. Very, very careful thought. What is required now here? Your small thoughts are required. Required means want. This requires, I want some thoughts from you. Perhaps on the whole, it might bring me. And there seems but no one objection. I have no objection to take you a ride as per your wish and your reflection. But I have one small objection. How many objections are there? The duck is giving objection. How many objections? Anyone can speak. Only one objection. How many objections? Only one objection. Which is, that is, if you, I will, let me speak so bold. If you give me permission, I will speak without any hesitation. Here, bold. What is a bold? What is the meaning of bold? You know the meaning bold. Courage. What is the courage? Anyone?
Daring, sir.
Ah, very good. In English, we call it as a bold, is a courage, brave.
Braveness.
Braveness. You are very bold. Our school people leader is very brave, very brave student. Or P.S. Satya is a very brave student. Or Aravind is a brave student. We say, very brave. And there seems but one objection, which is, if you will let me speak so bold. నన్ను కానీ ధైర్యంగా నువ్వు మాట్లాడిస్తే చెప్పమంటే నేను చెప్తాను. What is that? You listen here carefully. Your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold. Your feet. Feet. Feet is a singular. Foot is a plural.
Plural.
Your feet are how? How is your feet? Your feet is how? ఎలా ఉంది?
Wet and cold.
Unpleasantly
Wet and cold.
Wet. కాలంతా కూడా తడిగా ఉంది. ఆ బాతు ఆ యొక్క కొలంలో ఉన్నది కదా, ఆ కొలంలో ఉన్నందువల్ల కాలు పాదాలంతా ఎట్లా ఉన్నాయి? బురదగా ఉంది, మట్టిగా ఉంది. ఆ విధంగా ఉంటే మనం ఎత్తుకుంటామా, దాన్ని తీసుకుంటామా? No. It is unpleasantly wet and cold. Also, your feet are very cold. You are always in the water and there is a mud in the water. Yeah? It is with you. So this is only the problem. If I take you on my back, it is a problem. What is that problem? Your feet are very cold and it is wet and it is unable to carry me and would probably give me the rheumatage, said the kangaroo. Rheumatage, very important word, difficult word. Write it down, the meaning. There in the reader or in the notebook where you are maintaining, isn't it? Rheumatism, it is a one word. Rheumatism. Rheumatism is a kind of disease. A kind of disease that makes the muscles and joints painful. The muscles, what are muscles? This is called muscle. Huh? You see, this is muscle. These muscles and joints, this foot and this what is this called? Knee part. Your grandfather, grandmother may feeling pain. They are unable to walk properly. They use some oils, something to rub, isn't it? To get relief. It is a rheumatism is a kind of disease which gives pain on the muscles. A disease that gives pain on the joints and muscles is called rheumatism. So would probably give me rheumatism, said the kangaroo. When I carry you with you, when you are having these wet feet and cold, I will get a disease. What is that disease? Rheumatism. So the kangaroo is giving one objection in this poem. That objection is, if I carry you, I will get a disease called that rheumatism. Yes. And then coming to the next poem. Said the duck. Now the duck is saying in turn. It is just like a one act play, like a drama. One after the other speaks on the stage. In the same way, the kangaroo is speaking, the duck is speaking. Now in this poem, the duck is speaking. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my web feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. Don't worry, don't give any objection. I came ready. నేను రెడీగా వచ్చాను అని డక్ చెప్తా ఉంది. ఏం చెప్తా ఉంది? Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, the boulders, big stones. I sat there and I have thought over that completely. I have a thought about your problem. So that when I sat on the rocks and I thought completely, I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks. Worsted socks, woolen socks. Worsted socks means socks. We use socks to our foot also. When you wear shoes, our government is also now school is going to give you uniforms, shoes, socks, all these things, tie, belt, everything. In future, within 1 week or 10 days. I don't know actually. When school reopens, you will get all the facilities. Shoes, socks, you know. Such socks was bought by this duck. I bought how many? 4 pairs. Pair means 2. Pair ante jata. 4 pairs I have bought. I got of worsted socks. Worsted means woolen socks. They are made of woolen socks I got, which fit my web feet neatly. They are fit. Fit means suitable. They are suitable to. They are suitable for my feet, and that is enough for me. And I keep out the cold. I have bought a cloak. Cloak. What is a cloak? What is a cloak? A cloak that protects from cold. మనము స్వెటర్స్ అంటాం, షాలుగులు స్వెటర్లు కప్పుకుంటాం చలికి. టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ యూ ఫ్రమ్ ది కోల్డ్, దే ఆర్ ది క్లోత్స్ మేడ్ ఆఫ్. Such a cloak also I have bought to comfort myself when I sit on you. And also every day I will smoke a cigar. Every day a cigar I will smoke. Cigar, what is a cigar? Cigarette, bidi. Cigarettes I will smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of kangaroo. Kangaroo, I love you. Please take me a ride. You have no trouble at all. Don't put any objection to me. This is the poem. We will see remaining in the next class. Come prepare to my questions in the next class. Okay.